Hello. I am going to attempt to freeball this video because it's really been on my mind the past couple of days, and I just really want to talk about it, but it's kind of a tricky thing to talk about, so I just figured I'd give it a shot and see how it turned out. But basically, what I hear a lot from people and what I used to say all the time, so I'm mostly, I'm talking just as much about myself. Is I'm not on a diet, this is a healthy lifestyle, or this is a lifestyle change. I used to tell people that all the time. I used to say that to myself all the time. I used to think that's what I was doing. But the problem with that phrase is it's really overused. And it's oftentimes used when it's not true. And I know it was not true for me. So, like, at the beginning, when I first started dieting, per se, I used to lose it, and then I moved on to my Fitness Pal, and eventually, I started seeing kind of the negative effects of it, so I kept hearing all these people saying, like, oh, I'm not dieting, I want to it's a healthy lifestyle, it's a lifestyle change. So I was like, oh, that sounds nice, like, I'd like to get rid of all this obsession and yo-yoing and whatever. So I took a break from my Fitness Pal for a while, but it wasn't working, and so I came back to it, and I would think that me tracking calories and me paying attention to making sure I'm not eating too much or making sure I'm getting enough protein and carbs and fat, and wearing a calorie burning watch to make sure I'm burning up calories while I'm working out, and weighing myself once a week, because at least that's better than once per day. I thought doing all those things was a healthy lifestyle because I wasn't technically on a diet. I wasn't doing low carb, or I wasn't doing, I don't know what other, it's been so long, but I wasn't doing a specific diet per se, like the grapefruit or whatever, all those diets. So I told myself, because I wasn't doing a specific diet with a name to it, then I wasn't dieting, and so I was living a healthy lifestyle. But I wasn't, because here's the deal. Just because a diet doesn't have a name, or just because I told myself I wasn't on a diet, did not mean that I wasn't, and it did not mean that I wasn't seriously entrenched in a diet mentality. So all of the behaviors that I was doing, counting calories, regardless of my intentions, counting calories, counting macros, weighing myself, exercising and having burning calories being a top priority. What else? Eliminating certain foods, thinking of foods as good and bad. So, if I ate an apple, I felt good, and if I ate a cookie, I was bad. And letting food determine if I had a good or bad day. Thinking about food way too much. Eating according to a time schedule. So eating because it was 10 a.m. and it's supposed to be time for my morning snack. All of those things, and not not eating past 7 o'clock at night. But all of those things are, people can say, oh, I'm not on a diet. These are healthy lifestyle changes. But if you are not willing to do any of those things for life happily and enjoyably, then they're a diet mentality. If you don't want to be counting calories while you're 75 years old and you're hanging out with your friends playing bunco or something, then that's not a lifestyle change, because you don't want that to be part of your life, or if you don't want to have to, burn a certain number of calories every time you work out, or else you feel like you didn't get a good enough workout, or if you don't want to give up cookies or chocolate or cake for life, if at some point in your life you're going to want to eat those foods again, then none of those things are a lifestyle change, which means they're temporary, or it means you're setting yourself up for failure. But you're the one, not you, the rules are the thing that are going to make you feel like a failure, but we're the ones who decide which rules to follow. So we're basically setting ourselves up for failure by choosing rules that we don't want to maintain, or just simply cannot maintain for life. So I finally had to be for real with myself for a second, because I had hit diet rock bottom. It was, if you've been there, diet rock bottom, where you're just yo-yoing, you're constantly starting over, eating emotionally a lot, eating out of boredom, just feeling like crap, you're obsessing about food. It seems like your whole life is about food or weight loss or working out or following people online that are working out. It seems like your whole life is consumed by that. And that's not a healthy lifestyle, no matter what. Eating 100% clean, if that's not what you want to do for life or that's not maintainable for you, is not a healthy lifestyle. Because if it's not something that you can maintain or you want to do, I'm sorry, but it's going to lead to feeling restricted or deprived, which means it's going to lead to overeating or binging at some point, and that's not healthy. And it's not healthy to put yourself through something that's not enjoyable just because you think you're supposed to because other people are doing it. What is healthy is listening to your own body and putting yourself in charge of how you fuel your body, not other people, not other people's opinions, and doing something that's going to be enjoyable and maintainable and not turn your life into an obsession. I'm sure that, that maybe obsession's a strong word, but I'm sure that maybe you felt kind of like, man, I spend a lot of my time thinking about food and weight loss and things like that. And that's not healthy. And I know a lot of people look at me and see, I eat frozen yogurt and cookies and whatever, and I don't eat 100% clean, and I don't eat, all non-processed foods. And I'm sure people look at me and say, that's not healthy. Well, I have to tell you, I feel a million times healthier now that my life is not centered around food, now that I am no longer binge eating because I finally incorporated any food into my life and stopped looking at them as good and bad, because foods aren't good and bad. They're just food, and no food's going to kill us in one bite. So a bite of a cookie is not going to kill us, no matter how much we want to think. And I'm so much healthier not looking at exercise as a calorie burning technique, instead how it makes my body feel. And I'm so much healthier not weighing myself, because all it ever did is make me feel like crap. Because even if I had a good week or whatever, the next week, if it was any worse or it didn't get better or it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, at some point it's going to make you feel like crap. At some point it's not going to go well. Once I got rid of eliminating foods, that is a healthy lifestyle for me, because it's something I can maintain. It's something that I don't have to obsess over. And yeah, maybe I eat some foods sometimes that aren't exactly nutrient dense and aren't, fabulous for your health. But I would rather do this and not have food control my life and not have to eat 100% clean all the time just to go and binge on sugar the next time I go I go take a bite. I'm just going to go crazy on it. I would rather do that. And so I think, what helped me was just really thinking to myself, okay, I'm telling myself I'm not on a diet, but am I in a diet mentality? Does my life seem to be too revolved around food? Am I feeling deprived? Do I not let myself eat things I want to eat? Am I weighing myself pretty often? Does it make me feel bad? Am I too concerned about calories? It's good to think about those things, because I just hate to see people who think that they're not on a diet at some point end up, going crazy overeating, and they're like, feel bad about it, and they don't really understand why, or they don't know what to do, and it's like, well, it's probably because the diet mentality is still there, and that just needs to be dealt with. I feel like I got off track like I always do in these videos, but I feel like I got kind of serious too, but it just really makes me sad, because I know that there's not being on a diet, or not thinking you're on a diet, but then there's also being on a pseudo diet, and that's basically just being on a diet but not really realizing you're on one. To me, a diet is just something that's not maintainable. It's just something that is not enjoyable for life. It's something that you don't see yourself doing forever. And I know a diet's technically just the way you eat, but for the sake of this video, dieting as something that's like a short-term fix. So, yeah. A healthy lifestyle is something that you enjoy and you maintain, and you don't have to try so hard at. You don't have to work at it so freaking hard every day. So I hope this kind of helped. I don't know who I'm really speaking to, if anybody, but just I know that I wish someone would have said something like this to me when I thought that I was doing, what was good for me, and when I was at my, diet or pseudo diet rock bottom. So you never know. So I just thought I'd post this. I'll probably post a better one at some point, but this is what it is for now. So hope you have a good one, and if you're thinking that you might be in a diet mentality or something, check out the diet and binging page or the intuitive eating common questions videos. There's one in there about a diet mentality, and you can kind of see if that's where you're at. So I hope it helped a little bit, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.